In the previous episode, I went to Shenyang and explored many places before taking the train back to my home city, Dalian. It was a very fulfilling trip, and on the night of 18 June 2024, we took a high-speed train from Shenyang Station to Dalian North Station. Our summer vacation was almost coming to a wrap, and we just spent a few more days here before ending it. The day after we came back, we went for a relaxing spa. This spa complex is located in the mountains with a very breathtaking view. We stayed there the entire day almost, and we just enjoyed ourselves, relaxing inside and also taking views from the outside during our drive back home. With the mountains and skies, these mountain roads though, my uncle is the giga chad when it comes to driving, almost like those Armenian and Georgian drivers navigating through the flat destroyed roads and villages back a couple weeks ago. Dalian's roads are very strong and sturdy, but still very windy and hard to navigate when it comes to the mountains. I'd like to drive like that one day. Another day, my uncle and I went back to Lushun and again drove through some mountainous roads. We were coming to see the boundary between the Bohai and the Yellow Sea. Bohai is an internal sea of China whose border with the Yellow Sea, an open international sea, is defined by a line drawn from the southernmost point of the Liaodong Peninsula at Lushun to the opposite northernmost point of the Shandong Peninsula. This boundary has a natural phenomenon that shows two bodies of water that don't mix. If you've heard of the Baltic Sea North Sea natural boundary or the Pacific Atlantic Ocean boundary, then you can also see this is also pretty fascinating. I walked through the park entrance, then passing by some navy and artillery monuments, then went down a series of stairs from the mountain to reach the seaside. There I saw two seas clearly separated by a boundary that shows a change in color. It was fascinating to see. I didn't need to travel halfway across the road to see this. It exists right where I'm from. Seeing this just makes me super appreciative and in awe of the nature and natural phenomenon happening around us every day. Also, there's a sign behind on the mountainside that says the southernmost point of the Liaodong Peninsula, and also a plaque with information about a Chinese swimmer Zhang Jian who swam from Dalian across the Bohai Strait to Shandong at this exact location. So at 123.58 kilometers and taking 50 hours 22 minutes, he set the record for the longest strait crossing in the world. Pretty jacked athlete for reals. After taking in the views, I went back up the mountain and passed by a few other Navy monuments like lighthouses and other monuments before exiting the park. My uncle then drove down the mountain to the seaside, where he parked his car and we went down a bit to wash our hands in the clear sea water. There aren't many bays like this that are just meters off the road and have clean and clear water left around the area nowadays. And the Bohai coast of Dalian is one of the last few unpolluted or less polluted areas in the Bohai Sea. After decades of industrialization and urbanization, Bohai has unfortunately become the most polluted sea in China. It just makes me more appreciative of whatever untouched or unpolluted nature we have left, as well as those environment conservation efforts around the world, big and small. Was fun and lighthearted play and pretty nostalgic, knowing that with the current levels of climate change and urbanization, there won't be many of this left in nature in the near future. Though I hope not, I'd actually be glad to be wrong about this. Anyways, the next day we went to play escape room together with my cousin, so we reached this room that had an Inazuma sign on it. And a lot of treasure. I had some pretty fun moments playing the escape room and exploring the mall, and also meeting with relatives whom I hadn't met in ages. Time was short, and by the time I knew it, it was our last night here. We had a fulfilling vacation and it was almost time to end this trip, so we had to go back to Singapore as I will be starting university soon in August. So on the morning of 23rd June, my uncle drove us to the airport and we were leaving. We were at the airport now. First, we checked into a flight from Dalian to Beijing Daxing Airport, where we will be transferring with a few hours of free time. The flight was smooth and relatively short. We arrived with no problem. After arriving, we were just spending our time exploring around the airport. Time was too short for us to visit my grandparents and aunts on the other side of the city, so we just walk around in the airport. Back at Daxing Airport again. But we're not entering Beijing. We're just going back to Singapore. It'll be a long transfer, but we're not exiting the airport. We don't have time. Here I discovered that Daxing Airport was intentionally built to cut through the central axis of Beijing, lining up north-south perfectly with the Tiananmen Gate, as shown in this concourse. The previous few times we came, I never took much notice of how huge this airport actually is. The abundance of empty space around gave a sense of architectural majesty to the place that most people use for simply getting to and from places and just passing by. There are these sleeping pods, cute little panda-themed pods capsules, and there's also this huge library that I didn't go inside because we began actually feeling quite hungry and tried to order some buns and dumplings from a shop inside the security check area out to the waiting area. It was a mini app within WeChat and was pretty convenient to use if you have everything set up. The order came very quickly and the dumplings and buns were delicious. Yum. It was also my first time seeing vinegar come in plastic packs. You know, vinegar is pretty acidic and usually sold in glass bottles. So either this vinegar has been diluted or they use stronger plastic. Or both. Now that I got a little bit more microplastics in my bloodstream and we also got our tickets, we decided to just go through security and customs. On top there, the airport layout seemed like a huge maze. The international section was located above the domestic section, and they had to use a bridge to get down there to the flight gates. Now I noticed that there were 4 wings dedicated to domestic flights, but only 1 wing for international flights. Just goes to show that this airport was originally built to just serve domestic passenger traffic, but international flights still flew here, and some were cheaper than to the capital airport located closer to the Beijing city center. So we went through customs and security, then to the waiting area right outside our gate, only to discover our flight had been delayed. First for half an hour, then again for another half an hour. Well, it was getting so infuriating. I went to the nearby China Garden, an outdoor garden located in the middle of the terminal. It was nice to take in the air and a brief walk through here, and just as I was enjoying myself, it was time to board the flight. Great! It got delayed multiple times, but still not enough for us to claim insurance. But whatever, we were heading back and the flight began boarding, so we just joined the queue, and I was finally on the plane. My phone ran out of storage, so I didn't take any videos of takeoff and landing. I did take a few pictures of the sky around sunset time, and also a few cities that could be seen from below the translucent clouds. And also this airplane meal, simple but filling. Yum. After hours in the night sky, at around midnight, we finally reached Singapore and touched down. That ended this journey that I had taken, the most number of places I had been to in the shortest period of time. I had fun, and this opportunity was hard to come by. It was a family vacation and not paid for by myself, but after this, I would rarely have a chance to go on such a trip again. I'm an adult now, I gotta earn money myself and travel using my own earnings in future. For now, huge shout out to my parents, my family for always taking me to different places around the world and making memories with me. These are unforgettable experiences, and soon it will be my turn to take my family on trips that I finance. For now, my journey has finally come to a close. It was time to settle down on the ground and prepare for my next steps in life, college, and work. It's finally over. Can't believe that this series actually took me almost a year after my travels are over to produce. Life just gets in the way sometimes. Now that my travel vlogs from last summer are finished, I can spend more time releasing and producing music. And oh, I'm also gonna make a live update video sometime soon. It's been years since I last made a live update, or what I used to call status update. My travel vlogs are over, but my channel isn't. So please stay tuned for more content coming up on my channel, be it my live updates or music videos. And hey, while you're waiting, why not just check out my already existing videos for my original music, improvisations, and earlier episodes of my travel vlog. I promise you'll enjoy them. Anyways, that's about it for this video. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with friends whom you think might be interested. And leave a comment on what do you think about my journey last summer, or what content do you want to see on my channel next. As always, stay tuned for my upcoming videos.